Well, hello and welcome. If you happen to be driving, you can drive about now if we've got a car. If you happen to be driving in the direction of Salisbury, perhaps further on to Southampton, and take a little detour off the main road after Warminster, you come to a place called Bemerton. Here's a picture of the parish church there and the buildings behind. Well, it looks lovely and a picture of an idyllic rural England. Unfortunately, the church is rather surrounded by roads, and the feeling once you actually get inside it is not quite so peaceful. But it remains a place of pilgrimage for many, because it was the church where, during his short life, the poet and priest George Herbert ministered. The vicarage was on that picture behind. It's now lived in, I believe, by the author Vikram Seth. George Herbert, a bit of a figure of controversy. Some see him as a model of overwork and potential stress, others as a faithful minister. What isn't in doubt is his amazing ability as a poet. We know some of his poems are very famous. The Elixir, Prayer. In a moment we'll hear a poem by him called Love. It's actually the third one he wrote with that title, and possibly the most famous. The key phrase in the poem is just 4 words. Love bade me welcome. Love bade me welcome. The ultra-modern offices where I've been working in Bath, Diocese of Bath and Wells. It's right there in the foyer. You go in through the front door and there is this welcome. Love bade me welcome, which I think is a great thing to have in a reception. The offices are, however, rather ultra-modern. This is what they look like. Although I hasten to add that isn't a typical day in the diocesan offices, nor, I think, do all of the people, please correct me if you're watching this and I'm wrong, actually work for the diocese. They may even be glamorous models. Hear first the prose of the prophet Isaiah. On this mountain the Lord of hosts will make for all peoples a feast of rich food, a feast of well-matured wines, of rich food filled with marrow, of well-matured wines strained clear. And he will destroy on this mountain the shroud that is cast over all peoples, the sheet that is spread over all nations. He will swallow up death forever. Then the Lord God will wipe away the tears from all faces. The disgrace of his people he will take away from all the earth. For the Lord has spoken. It will be said on that day, Lo, this is our God. We have waited for him, so that he might save us. This is the Lord, for whom we have waited. Let us be glad and rejoice in his salvation. For the hand of the Lord will rest on this mountain. It's a vision of what's been called by theologians and church people and thinkers the messianic banquet, the banquet of Jesus Christ that is spread out and offered, a table spread for all who will come to feast at. It's a wonderful picture of God's love, God's providence in spreading this out for everybody. The grace and the invitation is for all. but we need to approach with gratitude and I think with due humility. Just as feasts are hardwired into the life of Christ as depicted in the Gospels, his first miracle was a wedding in Cana in Galilee. So there is a sense in which we need to have a garment of humility, a garment of righteousness, a sign that we are approaching the good gifts that God has given us with an awareness of what they are. Here's a lovely late Victorian engraving. The person there is in a sort of mirror image of what Isaiah has been describing. He's just shabby, he's just scruffy. And the finely robed people at the feast really don't want him there. He is not welcome, even though he is humble. Not so, praise be, with Jesus and the banquet that he offers for all. Let's be honest with ourselves, we're all a bit scruffed up. They're all edges of our life, parts of our lives, parts of our thoughts, parts of what we do, parts of the way we just interact with other people that are ungracious and unhumble and scruffy. Our natural place is to acknowledge that scruffiness in humility, but also acknowledge with a deep hope that there is one who robes us in the finest wedding garment, the finest banqueting garment that we can have, which is salvation and acceptance and joy in the name of Christ, who puts it on us himself. He is the founder of the feast. Love by George Herbert. Love bade me welcome, yet my soul drew back, guilty of dust and sin. But quick-eyed love, observing me grow slack from my first entrance in, drew nearer to me, sweetly questioning if I lacked anything. A guest, I answered, worthy to be here. Love said, you shall be he. I, the unkind, ungrateful, ah, my dear, I cannot look on thee. Love took my hand, and smiling did reply, who made the eyes but I? Truth, Lord, but I have marred them. Let my shame go where it doth deserve. And know you not, says Love, who bore the blame? My dear, then I will serve. You must sit down, says Love, and taste my meat. So I did sit and eat.